Test, test. Testing, testing. Testing one more time. Okay, not too much latency in the audio. Alright. I'm going to do a little bit of talking at the beginning of this stream to kind of explain some things. Here we're going to be building, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to totally butcher the pronunciation of this, but Nippon Budokan? I'm going to guess that's how it's pronounced. Iconic Japanese venue. Of course, we Americans mostly know it for the concerts that have happened there, including the live albums. I believe Eric Clapton has recorded one there. I know Cheap Trick had a great live album they recorded there. And not only am I going to be showing you my kind of build process for this, but it also includes the structure block, which some of you might have heard of it, some of you might not have. It's the greatest thing to come to Minecraft since commands. So I'm going to show you what I did here. This here is a structure block. I put in some coordinates to get this set up. And here I have build I'm working on, the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, my hometown. This is it here. And Budokan is, I can't think right now. It's an octagon. I couldn't think of shape names. It's an octagon, and it looks like the sides are pretty close to being like even length. So I knew that I could just use one of the corners in here to start off the build. So I copied the first 6 rows of this corner and then took out the seats in the front to basically have the kind of the front of the deck because it's above the floor. And I just simply saved it as NB for Nippon Budokan. And then I copied that over here, and this first tier that you see down here was the result. So you had in between those 2 aisles, that's what copied. Then so there's the option to, in fact, actually I never had to, I think they might have updated it where it automatically takes out the structure block, because I didn't have to remove them after I copied them. So anyways, so I bring in the first one. Then what I did was there's the option to mirror it over the z-axis, which of course the z-axis, as you go up, the z-coordinate changes, so that's how you know what the axis is. So if you want to flip it over that axis, that's what you'll do. So I mirrored it and it put in this corner. Then I mirrored it over the x-axis and it put in this corner. Then finally, for the last corner, I just did a 180-degree rotation and it put it in here. And then of course, you always have to put because basically there's, even though it's just a corner, it's like there's a square that you're cloning, and you always have to put the structure block at the northwest corner of the square that you'll be cloning, and then it'll all work out well. In a future stream I'll show more of that. Actually, this stream I'll show some, because now I'm building this upper part from scratch and I'm getting everything done. Concourses are going to be really thin because to get this to look right, I really can't really care too much about the concourses, and that's fine because this is only going to be used for 1 or 2 concerts anyways. Then you have the outside that I'm working on. But I said to a couple people that I would run in here. You might have seen on my channel I did a Staples Center video that I started, and I only did 1 stream. It didn't really get any views at that moment, so I thought maybe people aren't that interested, so I didn't do a second stream yet. And then it ended up getting like, let me check how many. It ended up getting like 100 something views, which obviously means that some people were interested. Let's see exactly how many. My Fargo Dome stream didn't get too many, but that was a cool kind of feat. Really quick build. Staples Center. Oh wow, it has 920 views, so just about 1,000. So people are definitely interested in this. So yeah, I've been building a lot off camera, so I'm going to quickly take people in there. I am going to do a second stream later. Not today, but eventually. But this is what it looks like inside now, inside of Staples Center. And so what I had to do, I was able to copy, like to make just one of these suites and then copy it 3 times. This was before I had the structure block to use, so then I had to build one of those suites over here and copy it 3 more times. As for the rest of the suites, I had to just make every one at a time. Not for all these, but as in on this first level. And this is just a basic lounge. I didn't do anything with these parts yet because in Staples Center, the way it's designed is I'm going to be taking out like a good amount of this because they have a different design for this area. It's only like once you get a little higher that it stays like this. So anyways, I finished 1 tier and then I copied it 2 times and then I built the seats up here. And obviously on the outside, the exterior walls is a circle, and then inside it's slightly different because you have the press boxes, or something like press boxes, coming out like this, even though the broadcasters are like here, which is pretty cool. But for the most part, the interior, like the interior bowl itself, is pretty close to completion. You know, still have the rows to do, some little finishing touches. Then I have concourse and exterior, locker rooms. So as for the exterior, what is this here? I think that's this floor of the suites. Oh, I think that's the, yeah, that's walking around the suites. So that's, if you go into one of the suites, I'll just go into this one here. Got plenty of cake and brew stands. So you have the nice hallway that goes around. Obviously it's not a replica of the hallway. That one, it's like I'm trying to replicate venues, but at the same time, because we have sports leagues that we're going to be using these for, so we're actually going to have someone being the LA Kings and then either the Lakers or the Clippers. I have to get this ready, you know, within a decent amount of time so we can get started on that. So I'm not paying too much attention to detail when it comes to the hallways, the concourses, the locker rooms. I just want something that works well. And it's been a little while since I've been in those hallways. So that's that. And then what we have going on the outside is I just kind of have it mapped out, kind of like the slant of the exterior, and that'll take a little bit of time, but we aren't too far off from that. And then I have some work to do up here on the roof. Obviously on the roof, you know, you have the big Staples Center and a bunch of solar panels. But it'll be cool once it's completed. Over here I'll be doing BB&T Center pretty soon. Is that lava? I didn't build this building over here. Oh, that's carpet. It's one of the few buildings in here that I didn't build. But this area here is the arena construction zone. So you have Staples Center being built. BB&T Center construction will resume pretty soon. Then you have MGM Grand being built here. You have the Orleans Arena, another Las Vegas arena. It's looking nice. Over here you have T-Mobile Arena, along with Sam Boyd Stadium, both of them being Las Vegas venues. Quite a bit of work to go. But if these streams get more interest, kind of like the Staples Center one, I will be sure to do more of them. I mean, that's something, even if it was like 1 or 2 people watching every stream, if it helps, sure, I'll go ahead and click the stream button. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I almost forgot, we have Prudential Center under construction over here. The New Jersey Devils Arena in Newark. Honestly, one of my favorite arenas that I've been to. And now that we have structure blocks, I'll be able to clone this side over to here, and that side over to here. So that'll save some time. And hopefully I can change these seats to the red nether brick soon. I might have figured out a way to, because they're more of a maroon. They're not like this bright of a red. It's like the Orleans Arena that we were just in. And I think that's all the venues we have under construction in this exact area. There's also Tropicana Field over there a little bit. And then over there we have the Las Vegas area being built and the Mandalay Bay Event Center. And it's very close to Nassau Coliseum, the current home of the Islanders for the next 1 or 2 seasons. I think two more seasons. But so that I'll clone that and then make some adjustments and build Nassau. But so what we're doing here on Nippon Budokan. Did I mess that up? Oh yes, I did. Okay. So it's only gonna be trying to think how I want this to go. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to do something like this. Now it doesn't look the best, but it's kind of the best that I can do. I'm not a big fan of the aisles. Building the aisles, it's a pain. No, that's not what I want. I want something more like that. And then, as for there, I don't like that. Might just have to do, I hate that. But, I don't know, what if I did that? Not a big fan of that, but probably what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, I guess that'll work. No, I'm not looking forward to this because I'm trying to get the aisles and corridors correct on this as well. But, of course, making the aisles on a slant like this is not fun. So it's basically going to be like 2 going straight up and down this, but of course it's Minecraft, you can't go straight up and down, you have to zigzag. Which with stairs, that sucks. Slabs, it's not too bad, so down there it won't be too bad. But yeah, So I'm probably just gonna have to do, I don't know, probably just gonna do something like this. Yeah, I hate that though. I don't have much of an option. Unless maybe, no, I already took out a block there. Yeah, this is my least favorite part of venue builds, is the aisles. And do I even have any sort of pattern going on here? See, that looks terrible. You know what, here's what I'm gonna do. The aisles here, they're not that important. So we're just going for looks. So I think I'm just gonna go like this. Let me take these out. I'm just gonna use concrete for those. Huh? Oh. Let's see how that looks. Not crazy about it, but not much I can do there. We'll see how it looks after I put in the second one. But so, I'm getting everything done for this corner before I clone. I guess from the stage it's not that bad. Not much I can do there. Doesn't look as good as I wish I could make it look. Well, I can't though. But I think it's better than not having anything at all, because you kind of need to at least get that right. Okay, let's hope this looks okay. Should be alright. So that's that. It looks okay. But at least the ones on the corner will serve a purpose. Now, technically, Budokan has two walkways in the upper section. I mean, three if you want to count what appears to be like a standing room area at the very top. But if I put in another one right there, it just wouldn't have looked right. And also because of, you know, how the length of a block doesn't always translate well. I think this was the right decision, just to have one. Because I'm not going to be able to get a perfect replica of the place, especially the ceiling and the roof. That's not going to happen. I can't spend too much time on that. I'll try to get something that looks good, but it's not easy. And I messed up over here. I shouldn't have, not a big mistake, but I shouldn't have prepared this for stairs because there aren't stairs in the middle. And so of course earlier I don't know, like a few weeks ago I did the Fargo Dome stream. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out at some point, because it went pretty well. I got a lot done fast using command blocks. I mean, not commands, well, commands and structure blocks. And it's one of my best replicas so far when it comes to accuracy. And only it's my first like full-size indoor football stadium. The other full-size football stadiums we have is Sam Boyd Stadium, Hard Rock Stadium, and Tomlinson Stadium, which is a custom stadium of mine. Oh, and we have MetLife Stadium under construction. My friend Patrick started working on that, and he's gotten just about enough done that I can come in with my structure blocks and finish up the bowl. He'll just have to do some concourses and some exterior work before I do that. So, yeah, as I said, what we're going to do is we're going to complete this entire corner. So, we're going to have the ceiling, we're going to have the roof, which are two different designs. The quote-unquote concourses, even though I'm not doing anything with them. I guarantee they're not this thin in real life, but in order for it to look good, I had to make it this thin. But it's not a big deal, because as I said, only 1 or 2 concerts happening here. Then you have a nice outdoor section. Now, in the real life Budokan, there's another beam that comes out to like right here, but it just didn't look right when I tried it, so we're just going to do one in the corners. And then the beams are in basically the same locations as the aisles, so we'll just have to kind of do that, something like that. We'll get back to that though. I'm going to try to get it to look good. So in that case, I want this aisle here. Hopefully this looks correct. A little nitpicky, but I want this a little more inside actually, because also something I have to count for here is the fact that it's going to be doubled when I copy it, that space right there. So actually I should be looking down here. So that would end up, so we want it right about there, which I think is only like 1 block over from where we had that beam. Yeah. Alright, that looks okay. So now they have corridors in the corners here. I don't know if I'm gonna build those. That part I might ignore. As I said, I'm not going for a perfect replica. I'm just going for a respectable one. Kind of my rendition on it. Yeah, I honestly don't even want to try to put a corridor right there. Because also, unlike that one, the stairs wrap around this one. And to put it in that corner, ugh. I don't know. That's a nightmare. And it's a thin corridor anyways. So I think I'm just going to go with the corridors in the center of each kind of side / face to the octagon. So in that case, we're going to have this corridor be 3 blocks wide. So that means since this is going to be copied, actually no, that is not. This is going to be copied down the center here. So in that case, I need to do that because basically this is the center. So it's just going to copy onto itself. And then you have the end of the corridor space here. So that's what I'll do for the corridor. And they actually have doors to go in. So we're going to have to do that. And I'm not going to put in the doors yet. I'm going to wait until I do all the cloning. The only issue is over here. I don't really have a way to put in a door unless this. I'll also wait until after I clone because it doesn't clone the doors correctly. But I might just put in a door like that and that. That might look okay. But in that case, I should do that for, there we go, to make the transition a little bit better. That will work. This is a little bit better there than that. Also on top of that, you might be going, why is this wide open? There's going to be lawsuits. Yeah, no, don't worry. There's barrier blocks. So if you fall over the edge, it was a suicide attempt. Ah, I'm a dumbass. This does not hug that. Now technically the corridor is like a little taller than that, but that's all we're gonna do. It'll look fine like that. Okay, so 3 blocks in between. And might as well set up the standing room space up here. I'm going to go to an exterior picture real quick. So So what I'm gonna do, because the back wall of this basically goes straight up, so because Budokan on the outside, this is what you see. So this is the outside of the venue, which I like. That makes it a lot easier to build. You see the bottom of the concrete that holds the seats basically. So here's what I'll do. There won't be any handrails. All well. So in order for it to keep this shape, let me see what color the back wall is on the inside. So on the inside, the back wall is black. So here's what we can do. What? Come on. There we go. So here's what we can do. Because it looks like you can kind of see the black color of it. So the only thing I don't like about this though is unfortunately on the bottom of the block you'd see the black. So I think we're just gonna have to go with a gray wall. It's not that big of a deal. I was gonna try to go with black and then put like iron bars or something on the outside because they have that kind of look to it, but as I said, the under part of the block would also be black, of course, and that wouldn't look right. So in order to keep this shape, when I do these corners, it alternates between, if there's a block, you see how it is here, how it zigzags, alternates between that and just being like dotted like this. So in order to keep that shape underneath it, this will have to be dotted. So what I'll do for that is I'll just quickly go like this. And then just take out that. Very thin standing room area, but you know, that's not good enough for you. I guess buy better tickets. Cheap ass. And then we're gonna put this wall at probably 3 blocks high. This should be good. I miss when, because the way it used to be in Minecraft is when I do like this type of placing, you used to be able to do that on corners too, but they changed that. We could technically do black blocks for like the top 2 blocks of that, but it wouldn't look that good, I don't think. Especially from the outside. Okay. So I think that will do for that section. And then what we're gonna have it do, let's see, it looks like has a kind of wood look to it, but I don't think wood is what we're gonna want to do here. So it's between sandstone and there isn't anything in here that would work. And again, it's kind of a gold. That wouldn't look good though. It might look okay, but then again, this would do better than sandstone. So I actually am going to use this. And then it comes out just a little bit. So the way that I kind of like to do these corners, sometimes it changes with every build, but it's 3 blocks wide, so the first 2 times through it I do this method, which we'll call this the zigzag method. Then the 3rd time through, I use the dotted method. So it's just 1 block every time you come over instead of a block in between. And in doing that, it makes it look pretty even in width. At least as even as you can kind of get it to look in Minecraft. And then for the ceiling, I am going to use smooth quartz probably. Yeah, I think that would be the way to go. Obviously the ceiling has a very unique shape, whatever, look that we're not going to replicate here, but it'll still look good. I say torn between this and this, but I think I'm just going to go smooth quartz. So then for the ceiling, we don't want it to slope too much. So this is the slope we're going to want to do for the ceiling, I think. It's either this or 3. Because it goes up, but not that much. I think 2 should be good. Basically, the roof is going to end up... It's going to end up like 15 to 20 blocks. That's kind of the range. 15 to 20 blocks above the top of this is what I'm going for. Actually, a little taller. Maybe 25, so like 55 as... maybe 50. Between, I think 45 and 50 might be a good amount. So 1,000 to 1050. If we're going up 2 every time, it's going to go up about 25. So maybe I'm going to do 3. Ah, you bitch. And I like this texture a lot. That reminds me a lot of the ceiling in Budokan. So that is gonna work. And this isn't the first international venue, whatever, or from foreign venue, I should actually say. This isn't the first foreign venue that I've built. I also built the Ziggodome. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, so I'm guessing it's the Ziggodome. in Amsterdam. That's that way quite a bit. And right next to it, just like in real life, is AFAS Live. It's the current name for it. It used to be called like the Heineken Music Hall. But those both turned out well. And then I have Les Zenith. I'm going to guess that's the name. The famous French concert theater, concert hall. Seats like 5,000, 6,000. I think 6,000. That might be more. It might be like 8,000, but something like that. Okay, I need to slightly change what we're doing here. So I think what I'm gonna do, so we're gonna have a section that's sea lanterns, but when it's concert time, I'll put in a fill replace command that turns it into black concrete, so it's like the lights turn off. Let's see, 1004 is going to be the center block, so we're just going to put this here. We'll just do that just like a marker. So I want the center sort of circle to be 3 to 5 blocks wide. Let me use a brighter color. Something like that. So we're gonna have, let's see, I think a 2-block slope. I think that might be okay. Yeah, that'll look good. So it goes up like that, and then it's gonna be black. Looks like it. Something along the lines of that. I think that'll look okay. I want to make that a little bit bigger though. That's what she said. So 2 like that. That'll do good. That'll do well. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sets of 3. Oops. Oops. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm not counting. Well, you know, we'll just do it like this. 45, once that's the y coordinate when I'm standing on it, then we know we've made it. Oops. Okay, I think this is 45. There we go. And then we go down to 2s. And then that. Now this is a circle. Well, it's like an octagon actually, but so we're gonna do that for the center point. And then just a nice little way to mark it. We'll have that because we might be having, do they have something hanging from it? They do have a flag I don't know if they have that during the concerts though. Let's see. And actually, that flag is not in the center. Well, no, yeah, it is. And it is there during the concerts. No, it is not. I don't think that's perfectly centered. They have like 2 flags. I'll worry about that later. We'll just take that out for now. Okay, now the part I'm not looking forward to that much. Might work from the top down. No, we'll do this. And I'm going to use the same method I used for that right there. So it's going to be 5 wide going through there. So it starts 4 wide right there, and then be there. Yeah. So we're just going to continue that pattern. And the good way about starting down here is at least it gets shorter every time. I don't know if that's what she said, but I guess that's where my mind is. So that'll look good. And then the roof is going to be something slightly different. Now, in real life, the roof, I don't know if I might be able to do something like this, but it kind of starts out sort of like this and then starts to go up a little bit more, so I think I can come up with something. I'm going to quickly open up maps and get an overhead of Budokan. And then once we get to the exterior, I'll probably open up Google Earth to get a better look. So Tokyo, hope to make it there someday. Let's see, it is in the middle of Chiyoda City. So the roof has like a very faint sort of tealish kind of seafoam green look, almost like that, but obviously we're not using lanterns. So what I'm thinking is, where is that? Oh, actually I have it right here. Maybe this. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but I think this is probably what we're gonna do. Then again, I don't know, maybe it might be better to do white and then I'm gonna get some different perspectives on this. I think right now I'll go ahead and open up Google Earth. Let's see, what was I most recently looking at? The Orleans Arena. Also, I'm very ADD, so I need to eventually make a video like saying what an ADD person's Minecraft world looks like, because there's so many unfinished projects. Shioda. I think the thing to do here I'm gonna go with a white roof. I'll go ahead and just use quartz again, because there isn't anything here that would work. And then use this for like the beams on the roof. I think that will work. I don't think it would look right if I used this for the entire roof. Now as for this, we keep it like that. So that also means that I have to go on this a couple times. No, I have a better idea. I'm going to just go like this, and then we'll take out that bottom part in there. And then just make an adjustment to the wall. That'll save a lot of work. And then basically, eventually, about halfway up, about right there, I'm gonna slightly increase the slope a little bit to get the kind of point that it's supposed to have. Then we have some other upcoming builds. One of them is going to be the Alamo Dome. That's going to be fun. It's the stadium in San Antonio. I'm going to wait until I finish Hard Rock Stadium because there's a lot that I'll be able to use from that in building the Alamo Dome. And once I have that built, I'm going to have the Beatles perform in there. They haven't performed in there in real life, but I just wanted to have them in there, just cause. That'll be a cool concert over on my Talking Badger Concerts channel. Actually, I actually have to change those blocks anyways. So and then I have a little solution that we can use to block those on the outside. Yeah, that's what I totally meant to do. And I'm actually gonna like this. I think that'll look nice. And it makes it easier to put a little bit more detail into this when I know that I only have to do 25% of this, and then I'm just going to copy it 3 times. Okay, this part, not fun, but could be worse. There we go. And these beams won't be too big of a deal. Eventually, once all of these venues have been completed, this area will be it'll be a city. So you're gonna have Brooklyn at the very east end of this, which that direction is east. That Prudential Center that we currently have right there is going to be moved over there. I guess I could mention that just out of render view, a big bay will appear, and just a little bit over the water you'll reach New York City, which I'll save that for a future stream showing off some stuff. There's still a lot of work to do on that. It's only just like some buildings at the very front of the sort of peninsula, even though I made it just an island with my own shape, because the actual island, you know, or whatever, the shape of Manhattan, that's a pain in the butt to make, especially at that big of a scale, because it's huge. It's over 1,000 blocks long, but it's gonna be very cool once it's finished. So eventually this world will have a lot going on. As I said, I'm working on Las Vegas over there. So far the Mandalay Bay is getting pretty close to completion. I've built the Luxor before over in that direction, but it's huge. So I changed the color of it and I'm just calling it Egypt. And then the one that I build in the Las Vegas area is going to be a little bit smaller than what I already built. It's still going to be big, but it needs to fit the scale of all the buildings. And I've heard rumors that Minecraft will be potentially upping the build height limit to 512. And obviously I'm excited for that news. That'll be great for the New York area, especially when I go to build the Freedom Tower, because I've built the Freedom Tower before, but when it comes to scale it was too small, because that one most of these builds I build them like on my own looking at photos, but that particular one I used a tutorial, and because that was years ago. I still would probably use a tutorial because skyscrapers like that are a bit of a pain, and if there's a tutorial available, in that case might as well use it. But because then I built the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, and I used, I think it was Juicy Taz, I think that's whose tutorial I used for those. And once I built those are, you know, over 200 blocks tall, and my Freedom Tower, which should be taller than those, is like 180 blocks. So if they can, and my twin towers are like the ones that I built, I think they're, oh shit, that's not bad. I think they're like 220 before the needles. So yeah, it wasn't correct. Neither is this. Neither. I don't know how I managed to do that. Okay. So yeah, once they up the build height to 512, I imagine someone is going to have an updated tutorial. If not, I can always just kind of adjust some dimensions. But something to get the Freedom Tower height to around 300 blocks. I'd want it to be about 300 blocks before the needle. The only building that I would use like the full 512 is obviously the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, which I imagine someone would make an updated tutorial on that. As I said, not much of I don't use tutorials that often, but oh, that's how I did that. But when it comes to skyscrapers like that, I use those to save time. But when I build those, I always put a little note there giving credit to who taught me how to build it. But when it comes to all of the venues that I make, the stadiums and the concert theaters, I always do that on my own. And I figured I'd start live streaming some of those for people who also want to build them, or people who are just curious to see what it would look like in Minecraft if someone built that venue. And there's other venues I've built, and if you have any suggestions, or if you're wondering if it's on my radar, you can always leave the name of a stadium or venue that you eventually want to see built, because I do have a lot lined up. multiple stadiums and arenas. When it comes to like concert venues, this, actually I wasn't really thinking about this. This is probably the last concert venue I'm building that isn't in Las Vegas, my hometown. So it's a kind of cool thing. Actually, I'm not going to do that this time. And then after this is finished, I'm going to move it to my kind of international venue area. So it's going to be close to the Ziggo Dome and La Zenith. No. There. And AFAS Live, that's what I just call it. It's easier than AFAS. Okay, is that good? Yes, it is. Perfect. Here's how the ceiling's looking so far. Obviously, it's not the same shape as the real life one, but it'll do. Okay. And as I said, as we go further on this, it gets shorter and shorter every time, which is nice. And after this here, I mean, we don't have much more to go. Just kind of the lower concourse area, a little bit of exterior. I am going to have this will be the ground level here, I think. Now, one thing I'm curious about, I don't know if it will be, but I hope this, I think it's, oh yeah, it's only like 50 something. I hope this is less than 64 blocks, because structure blocks, the most you can do in length in one direction is 64 blocks, which is a bit of a bummer. But let's see, so 6, 6, so that's gonna be 710, I think. Oh, you gotta be kidding. It looks like it's gonna be barely too big. Let me check over here. If anything, I might not include that part. Let's see, 1052. No, that's fine. My math must have just been off. So 716. And then we end up, oh, I'm a dumbass. I was thinking like it's 7 o'clock and there's 12 hours in a day. I sometimes do that. Like, so as if before you get to 100, you get to 120. So we're fine. So this is 34 blocks plus 16. Okay, so it's only 50. So that's good. So that's great news. So let me see something real quick. Highly doubt this will work, but I'm gonna try 0, -5, 0. What the hell? Fill 0, -5, 0, 0, -5, 0. I wish this would work, but I don't think it will. Yeah. Bummer. Potentially in the next update we can start using more underground. I hope they finally make it where I can extend this map, because this map is over 8 years old. So obviously this was made after they made the update where you can adjust the underground depth. So right now it's only 3 blocks and then you hit bedrock. And I hope once they update the build limit to 512, I hope they also make it where you can adjust the underground whatever and the dimensions of an already existing world. Because if you can, then you know what, I'm fine with a build limit of, maybe 480, and then get myself 32 blocks extra underground, because that would be great. Because then in that case I could just copy this and make it ground level, and then you walk in and you go down to your seats, which I would love, because that's the way it's supposed to be. But instead I'm gonna have to do like some sort of, because let's see, the edge of it is like, the walls are like here, then I'll have some space to walk around the outside, and then I would like to have just like a grass hill come down, I guess, something like that. Something I'm gonna quickly do. 670 12 1050. So that dark gray concrete that you see there is from when I copied this that corner of the lower tier of seats from the MGM. 762 12 958. So what we're going to do here is we're going to first use concrete 8 to replace concrete 7, which is going to make it light gray. And then let's see, so now I need to decide how wide the concourse is going to be, which it's going to be here. So okay, I think that's just shadows. Let me see. Yeah, this is the correct. On Google Earth this looks dark gray, but it's just shadows. It's supposed to be like this. So we will, so that is going to be the concourse like that. So 1044, $676 1044, $676 1044. The reason I put a Y at the end of the equation, whatever the command, is because I want it to do that. I don't want it to fill anything yet. So that was I think it was like 4 blocks. No, I came in, let's see, 6 blocks. So I gotta think this through. So that would be going in 1 2 3 4 5 6, should be this 756 12 964, 756. So now we're going to be replacing concrete 8. I'm going to use, hopefully this works. I want to say I was having issues with this on something. I think I have to do hardened clay 0. Yes, good. There's some things that will not work. Like if I just did hardened clay, I believe this wouldn't work. Yeah, it would give me that error. If you ever get that, just add a 0 to the end of it. I find that's been helping me out a lot, getting things to work. Just like if you're doing just white concrete, do concrete 0. Then after that we will have to, let's see, we'll do this. Okay, so like that. Okay, and then this part isn't too fun, but I only have to do it once. And then what I'll probably end up doing, I'll probably just have it be, it looks like a pretty square kind of area at the base of the venue. I'm actually gonna change these blocks though, so because I don't want it to clash with this, because this is the ground. So let's see, for this place I'm thinking maybe either smooth stone, probably not stone brick. I've used that in a lot of places. Thinking smooth stone. Maybe not though, because I used it there for the kind of, I don't know what you call those. It's like windows that you can't see through, that you see in some Japanese places. It's almost like paper windows in a way. I don't know, maybe I might use stone brick. I don't think cobblestone would look right here, even though it does, I mean, it has a bunch of little like octagon or hectagon texture to it, which is why I think stone brick is the way to go. I don't know about this. Then again, I haven't really used cobblestone that much. That might look cool. Do I have one for 670? I should. Yes. Replace concrete 8. I'm gonna try this. Hopefully it works. I don't know if it will. I'm gonna try cobblestone 0. Yes. The only thing I don't like about cobblestone in this case is it has a very repetitive texture. And I'm not that big of a fan of that. They need to update the texture like they did with the grass. It's not that repetitive. And also like they did in like concretes, like it'll like rotate the texture so it doesn't look repetitive. But I don't know, I might use cobblestone. Let's see what it would look like if we did stone brick instead. You know what, we're gonna go with that. I think that looks a lot better. The texture doesn't look super repetitive. Because when it's repetitive, it's an eyesore. So I think this looks well. This looks good. Works well. Wish there was a command for angles. Or I wish they had something where you can outline an area you want to fill in. So I would just have to go around this with one block wide, whatever, and then fill in everything inside of that. But unfortunately everything is done in squares, which, I mean, obviously. And then one more thing we'll have to do on the outside is put some concrete blocks under that so you can't see the under part of the ground that's up there on that sort of balcony area, because that's an outdoors section. Now I wonder if we can, yes we can include this in the copy. When it comes to the grass though that we'll end up having, I don't think we can. Let's see, so how far out do I want this going? Let's see, now in real life, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell what sides the stairs are on. Like, it would look like the stairs would be on these sides, but it's Minecraft, so we could, I'll probably just put the stairs like that. That way they're nice straight stairs, because I don't think it would look that good having the stairs all zigzaggy going up. Let's see, where's the main entrance? Unfortunately, I see the area where they would load in, and based on that, I would have to do the diagonal stairs. Then again, the stairs going up there makes it look like, yeah, the main entrance appears to be upstairs. Kind of looks like there isn't any entrances on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in now. But I do appreciate the simplicity of the walls in this venue, because that makes it a lot easier to build, a lot quicker, and it'll look cool. Simple but effective. Oh, how did I? Oh, well, actually, I guess it's good that that happened. Okay, so now we're just down to this. Okay, are there any columns on the bottom? No. So let me go over to these pictures. So we're gonna have columns going like that. As for there though, I'm not gonna put in a column. I'm gonna keep it like that. I think that's the best option. Might change to that. No, I'm gonna keep it like that. Okay, now back to this. This is not an easy thing to do. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. And then right there. Good. That'll work. And then for this here, we had it like that. One, two, three. Should only be like that. Okay, let's see if this is correct. Oh, that's right, it slants. So, does 1, 2 up over? No. 1, 2 up, over, up, and then in. Like that. And then like that. And actually, let's see, does it? Okay, so that is the extent of it. It doesn't go up there. However, we're gonna need iron bars will probably be our best bet. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Should do the trick. They do have an entrance at the bottom. Then the concourses in here, I think I'm just going to do that high, maybe. Yeah. There's my ADD at work. Even in the same build, I randomly go away and start working on something else. But I guess it helps to make it where the build doesn't get that old, that repetitive. You get tired of something, you can go work on something else in the build. Let's see, 5, perfect. How many more of these do we have? 4, and then we go on to those. And then we have the part above this roof, but most of that is done with that. Perfect timing to reach the lantern section. Because now we go like this. There we go. So it's kind of generally what the ceiling is going to look like. Now, it has more of an kind of even octagonal shape. We're not going to have that here. It's going to be more of like a rhombus, but it'll be good. So now, the rest of the roof. So, it's definitely a big center point on it. know. So 1, 2, 3, perfect. Now this one's easy because we're just filling in what we see right here. Actually, starts to get a little tighter there. Okay, these are only 3. So, gotta do it like that. As much as I would love to do it the other way. Okay, and then there we go. Let me just make sure this is looking correct. Good. Getting nice and close to the end. And in fact, actually, so after this one, then it starts getting even thinner. Now all we have to do is this. Boom. So then we'll be building this up here, which is going to be like too high, but I'm actually going to wait until after I clone everything before I build this part up here, because that's not a big deal to just have to build these extra little sides. I say that looks good. Oh, there is one thing I don't like though. This is not perfectly the same angle. That's a problem. There's a chance I might not put in these beams now. I don't think I'm going to, because it won't look good. Because if I put in the beam, it'll go like that and then it'll slant. I'd have to do some weird angle and it just won't look good. So yeah, we can't do the beam. But it's not that big of a deal. The roof is still going to look good. Okay, so we're getting really close. You can kind of start to envision it. Now, next thing I'm going to do for the floor section, we're going to take this one, the 670. We're going to take this one. We're going to change to concrete 8. Let me double check that that's kind of the color they have. Yeah, that'll work. concrete 8, and then 3, 3. Gonna go like that. There we go. That way we have this. That will look good. And then nice. There are not any columns here, so that makes that part a little bit quicker. However, there are going to be walls. I want to get a slightly different angle. We'll just have to kind of estimate. And I think probably around here. How would that be? Because there's some space underneath. Doesn't go too deep. I think that might be enough, potentially. Now, these walls are more of a white. Not quartz, though. Just solid concrete. Now, this is technically going to be underground, so we really don't have to worry about this here. I think that'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Okay, how far? Perfect. Okay, we're only going to bring it to 716. I'll just do that just for the hell of it. Okay, 716. It'll be nice once I get to use this venue. There's a couple ideas for concerts I'm floating around. I kind of want to have an Eric Clapton concert that I've been planning. I kind of want it to happen in here. I think that would be really cool. Oh, this is like my first chance to kind of start to get more of an idea. Like the front of the stage will be about here. That's going to be so cool. Kind of want to have the kind of stairways glowing during the concert. I can't use the method of putting a block under the stairs because these aren't stairs, obviously. So I would have to use torches, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I'm gonna, because it would be, yeah, it'd be kind of, yeah, not with those angles. So we'll just keep it as is. And then we also need to, let's see, so those are in the correct spots. Alright, so 10, 10. There we go. And actually, the stairs won't be that bad because I only have to build one of the little diagonal staircases, and it's not that big of a deal. I obviously prefer to just do a straight staircase, but it's not that bad. So we'll do that. Okay, so I gotta open this up, and then to match the ground below, we will use stone brick stairs. No, probably have to do that. That will work. I'm gonna rotate, see if I can. Okay, so we will do that under it, because you are supposed to be able to kind of walk under this, which also means that we don't need that. Now there is like a railing, whatever, going up the center of the stairs, but I don't think we really need that. It's a very minor detail, and it wouldn't work well here. Yeah. That's stupid. There we go. There we go. So it looks good. And then you can just run up. That will work. And that's lined up nicely. And then just one other little thing. Let's rotate. Just put an extra pillar like that. Perfect. That will work nicely. Good, so we have the stairs finished. When it comes to entrances, I'll just put those in after I do the copying. So very quick, I'm going to run inside. We have to put some walls at the back here. Trying to find the exact color. There we go. Alright, so these are white as well. And then just a nice little entry area. Do we want it like that? Yeah, I like that. And then also after the cloning, in some part of this, I'm going to put in like a little elevator because there's not enough room for stairs. I mean, you could squeeze some, but just a little elevator, even though I don't think they really have elevators for the fans in here. Ah, you bitch. There we go. Good, that looks nice. And of course, after I copy, I will do the same thing I did like with the color schemes, where I will, for the corners, so like here, up, and then everything to the side of that, so it makes like kind of a triangle. So that would be red, and then I use the fill replace command for everything in between that. Basically makes a kind of a rectangle of the remaining green seats, and I use the fill to change that to red, so you'll see once I do that. Another little thing that I want to do is go ahead and put some torches on here before I copy it. much better to get the torches on here right now than to copy everything and then wish that I put the torches on here. I actually found some cool detailed pictures of like areas that couldn't really see well in just the general pictures, and I say that we did a good job. Kind of on the fence about I think in this corners like this I want to put in this kind of thing that they have here. So we won't have the corridor, but can we at least get something like that? Only move it back slightly. just be kind of like that. I think I gotta put those in. I think that'll look okay. And then it's basically just decoration. Then they have kind of sign on it, which I'm thinking maybe just do that. Maybe something like that. I say that'll look good. I say that'll look good. Okay, so we have that. This is about as good as we can get it. This here is just a behind the scenes area. So I say, just need to quickly put in barrier blocks. I just noticed that the time that I took to go in and do all these color changes in the lower section, I'm gonna have to do it again because I have to copy, clone. Okay, it's 10:04. And then this is underground, of course, so all that I will end up doing is wherever I make the elevator, I'll just make a little tunnel, whatever that has access to this area, and we will be good to go. Just for decoration, actually I'll go ahead and just throw in, well, I won't throw in a door, but after we do the copy, I'll put in some doors, and those will just go basically to the underground, essentially. So when it comes to the inside, I think we are finished. As for the outside, just got this little area to do, and I want to throw some torches up here. So Okay. Oh, we're definitely gonna need some on here. Okay, let's see how this looks. Nice. I like it. I won't add torches here. I like this kind of dimness right there. And then there we go. So now back to Google Earth. So I think I'm just going to simply extend the stone brick out as far as we can for keeping it in these confines, kind of. So 1067. So this is how much space we would have. Trying to think of what's best for how we set this up. Okay, I have an idea for what I'll eventually do. Actually, why am I doing it like that? Let's see, so we're extending it 1050, so we're extending it 17 blocks. $653. 1067. 653. I think it's 12. 1067. Yes. Actually, we can't do that much at a time. We can only go... Actually, no, that's fine. So then in that case, 669 1004. There we go. And then just change the second coordinate to 716 1052. There we go. I want a sort of random shape to this, like that. Let's see, how's that? Needs to be a little more random. I don't want it to look like I tried to make this whatever symmetrical and failed. I think that will work. Maybe just a little bit more of an extension to this. That'll work. Yeah. Perfect. And very quick, I am going to put in, let's go ahead and make this cobblestone, so we still end up with something cobblestone. Okay. Just writing that down so we know that this way we're staying on the 662. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to slightly scoot these over. Perfect. Oops. And I think since this is a historic venue, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking glowstone for the lamps. I like that. I'm going to save a little bit of time on the other side for this one using some cloning. I think I'm also going to throw some torches on there like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 10:58. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,